What's going on, YouTube? JT Jaborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC Comics solicitations discussions video. So this dropped Friday. I never got the chance to go around and record it. In fact, I'm kind of behind on a lot of videos. So we're going to go ahead and go through the December 2021 solicitations. Not spend too much time on every little title, but we're just going to kind of go through and kind of maybe read the descriptions and see what they got here. So starting off, we have Batman number 118. This is written by Joshua Williamson. So Joshua Williamson is taking over the Batman title. He seems to kind of be taking over like the lead on he was Infinite Frontier, and that just finished up. So I think he's got like a Justice League title. He's going to be taking over as the main writer on the Batman book. I don't know for how long, but we'll see. He's also the main writer on Robin, and he's a writer on the Deathstroke book, and he's also the writer on, I'm sure, something else. So we'll get to that when we talk about it. So this is the first thing. Once again, a new villain is coming in, known as Abyss. So there you got the new chapters. You got the Batman Incorporated logo going on with this whole suit here. So I feel like after Fear State, Batman's going to kind of go global, and we're going to kind of get the whole Batman Incorporated thing. So new creative team, start of a new story arc as Batman leaves Gotham. Abyss Part 1, as Gotham celebrates surviving Fear State, so we survived that. Batman retreats alone into the darkness, but when he learns of a mysterious mystery involving Batman Incorporated, forces the Caped Crusader to leave Gotham for a brand new adventure. Thrills, chills, and international intrigue await. So The Dark Knight begins a new story with superstar artist Jorge Molina and new writer Joshua Williamson. So I'm looking forward to that. We also have issue number 119, also written by Joshua Williamson. So his first issue is 40 pages. Doesn't look like there's going to be a backup on that first one. But also 119, there will be a backup and the return of a familiar face. Abyss, Part 2. For years, Batman used the darkness as a weapon, but now a new enemy turns that darkness against him. Batman must team with Batman Incorporated's mysterious new benefactor to bring the deadly Abyss into the light. Wait, who is Batman Incorporated's new benefactor? Only time will tell. Should be interesting. Backup. Mia Maps Mizuguchi must play detective when a classmate goes missing. Even with Batman's help, can this dynamic duo solve the mystery? Okay, this right here, this is actually kind of exciting. I really liked the Gotham Academy book, so it's going to be fun to see Maps make a comeback. And since I don't think Josh Williamson's writing that, so I think backup script and art by Carl Kirschel, don't know how to pronounce that. So yeah, but this is also technically in a Williamson book. So, and he's also writing the Robin book, and she was in Gotham Academy, obviously, which is a really fun book. You should definitely check that out. I'm glad she's going to be showing up in this, but will she appear in other books? Will she appear in Robin? Because we know that they had a connection in Gotham Academy. So I hope so. I like their dynamic. It was fun. So I'm cool with more Maps. So it's about time. It's about time. Now here's the big title that's been announced. I know we've been speculating it for a long time, and I've been saying that a Batgirls title is inevitable at some point, and people have been asking every single month, where's the Batgirls book, where is it, where is it? Well, here you go. You got Batgirls. This is the perfect way to continue the Batgirls thing, because you got three characters who are pretty much all Batgirl at this point. You have Cassandra Cain, you have Stephanie Brown, and you have Barbara Gordon. So I think Babs being kind of the mentor to the two Batgirls, like to form like the Batgirls trio, I think that's really cool. And this one's gonna be written by Becky Cloonan, who also who worked on Gotham Academy. So yeah, we got that there. We got the artwork as well. We got some great little bits right here. They're playing a fighting game in the background. She's got this. There's a little Bitewing there with the Nightwing. There's Tim. There's a Con-El plush for some reason. I think they were a couple back in like the 90s, so I think they'll probably maybe incorporate him at some point. Maybe it's a hint of things to come. I don't know. Hello, you didn't actually think we'd keep you waiting this entire year without giving you the Batgirl series we've all been wanting for forever, right? No way. We love you too much. Just like Batgirls, Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown, who are only able to navigate the dark, gritty, and oftentimes scary city of Gotham by leaning on the bright light that is their best friendship. Mentored by Oracle, the Batgirls move to the other side of town where Barbara Gordon can keep a better eye on them, while the hacker Seer is still invading their lives. Who is that? Steph may be too rash sometimes, and Cass doesn't speak much, but what they lack in similarities they make up for with their mutual respect and love for each other, and what makes them stronger together as Batgirls. And they may be good at kicking ass, but they're just trying their best to be normal teenagers who will borrow the keys to a muscle car that belonged to a bad guy and perhaps give it a joyride around town without a driver's license, then race to get back home to Oracle by curfew. Splashing the pages with bright colors against the dark backdrop of Gotham, Batgirls is the pizza slumber party of the year you don't want to miss. very bizarre solicitation. But yes, we're finally getting this book, and they also showcased what's coming out in January. So Bondo, their new secret muscle car and their new secret patrol route, Batgirl's Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown find moving to their new neighborhood thanks to the Oracle instructing them to lay low that much easier to bear because they have each other. Steph begins witnessing some strange actions throughout the window of the building across the street. Sounds like Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, and can't help but investigate if the recent murders are connected to them. Meanwhile, Oracle realizes the most effective way for the girls to wear her newly upgraded comms is by piercing their ears, and Cass freaks out. Okay, that sounds kind of interesting, but look at all these fun variant covers. I'm excited for this book. I think it's long overdue that we have this book, and I'm just excited to read it. I like the characters involved, and with Nightwing getting a book, Red Hood kind of taking over the Task Force Z thing. Tim, I don't know what they're doing with him. Probably maybe some backup stuff. I don't know. We'll speculate on Batgirls. It should be fun. Detective Comics number 1046, written by Mariko Tamaki, art and cover by Dan Mora, who's done a really fantastic job with the artwork right there, as you can see. Fear State, Aftermath, bloody, broken, and beaten. Batman had a mission after the Joker War. He would no longer look over Gotham City from Wayne Manor. He would move to the heart of the city, get closer to its people and its problems. The fight he pursued would be different, but after Fear State, he finds himself disillusioned. He is no longer the protector the city needs, and definitely not the one it deserves. Batman's last on Gotham City before his international sojourn is here. Backup Harley Quinn guest stars in the culmination of Foundations. Must Gotham City have an Arkham facility, and if so, will be any different, or is doom on its way? So yes, Batman is going to be kind of going off into the distance, riding into the sunsets on this whole, Gotham thing. So, yeah. Oh, we're going to have a 12-part story. Holy crap. Let's take a look at this. Detective Comics, number 1047. The Tower begins. The 12-part weekly Detective Comics event starts here. Arkham Asylum has fallen, and in its place, Arkham Tower has risen in the heart of the city. A pitch made by the mysterious Dr. Weir. Unlike the Asylum, Dr. Weir promises his methods and drug treatments will heal Gotham's criminally inclined for good, a claim that skeptics like Deb Donovan and the Bat family don't believe. There's something wrong with the Tower, with Dr. Weir's methods, and with Batman away from Gotham City. The rest of the Bat family is going to find out what, but not before everything explodes. Written by critically acclaimed author Mariko Tamaki, continuing her incredible Detective Comics run, and drawn by DC Comics legend Ivan Rice. Backup House of Gotham begins. For a long time, two houses have overlooked Gotham City, beckoning its broken Wayne Manor and Arkham Asylum. In this epic 12-part backup story, writer Matthew Rosenberg and artist Fernando Blanco will explore the impact that Batman and Arkham Asylum have had on the city through the eyes of a boy whose life was changed forever by the Joker one dreadful night earlier in the Dark Knight's career. So we're also getting solicitations a bit for January with Detective Comics. So yes, we're going to get for, I guess since it says 12 parts, that's twice monthly. So for the next 12 issues of Detective Comics, it's going to be this really long story arc, which should be fun to read. And since it's coming out twice monthly, you won't have to it won't seem like a whole entire year's worth. It'll be like half a year's worth of comic books. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm cool with the long-term storyline with the creative that's on there right now. So that should be fun. Let's go ahead and look at 1048, because again, this is for January. The Tower, Part 2. The mysteries of Dr. Weir begin to unfold as a new doctor named Frau joins the staff of Arkham Tower. The Bat family tries to figure out the best way to infiltrate the facility, but someone may have gotten the drop on them. Someone not unfamiliar with psychiatric facilities. One Dr. Harleen Quinzel, better known to you dear readers as Harley Quinn. Shocker. Backup, House of Gotham Part 2. A boy's parents were killed by the Joker and he fell through the cracks of the system. Instead of being sent to a facility that could care for him and his trauma, he was sent to Arkham Asylum. Will the villains inside eat him alive or show him how to survive in a city ruthlessly overseen by Batman? Batman, you say? Coming for you. Let's see. Let's take a look at these variant covers. Oh, this one right here. I think that's Harley Quinn. So, yeah, there we go. Justice League 2021 Annual, number 1. I really haven't been reading the Justice League book at all, mostly because I just kind of don't really have an interest in reading any of Bendis' stuff. I've given him a chance. I read a lot of his Superman stuff, and I just was not a fan of it. I think he wrote one story I didn't mind. I think it was one segment in a Detective Comics 1000. I think he wrote a story in that, which I thought was fairly decent. But pretty much all of his other stuff at DC, I've just not been a fan of. So I just kind of stopped reading Justice League after I think the Scott Snyder run kind of ended. It just, with so many titles outgoing. It's just kind of tough to kind of keep up with it. So I don't know why he's on the main Justice League title. I mean, maybe they're giving him kind of one last chance to do his thing because, well, the Superman book did not do so well. Obviously, it went down in sales substantially from the other stuff. Kind of left a lot of fan backlash too. So when you hear the name Bendis, like, a lot of people just kind of just don't think too highly positively of him. Some people do. Some people are fans. But like his run at DC hasn't been all that great. So yeah, the return of Wonder Woman. Wait, what's that? Also the return of OMAC, Jack Kirby's greatest creation. The one-man Army Corps returns to the DC universe just in time to team up with the United Justice League to stop secret forces of evil from gathering. Join Eisner Award winner Sanford Green as he brings the legacy of the League to life, leading into Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes. Ah, yes, Bendis' other title, Legion of Superheroes. Catwoman, Lonely City #2. What is this? Oh, this looks like one of those DC Black Label books. I probably won't be picking it up, but who knows? I'm spending enough money on DC Comics. I don't need to pick up every book. But let's go ahead and read the solicitations anyways. If Selena Kyle is going to break into the Batcave at her advanced age, she's going to need a crew to help. And luckily for her, some of Gotham's craftiest former villains have time on their hands and bills to pay. But who is the mysterious OG Beast? Oh, sounds like KG Beast, but with an O. And with political pressure mounting, how long will Mayor Harvey Dent let this cat stray out of the big house? Dark Knights of Steel. This is basically just a fantasy AU book from Tom Taylor because he's just... And a lot of his, like... Really, Tom Taylor's strengths, I think, most of all, are showcased in, like, kind of the Elseworld storylines, as opposed to more of his ongoing stuff. Now, I've enjoyed the Nightwing book quite a bit. His Superman book, the Son of Kal-El, I was fine with the first issue, but the second issue just didn't really do it for me. I hope things get better in that book, but, you know, with his Elseworlds type tales, I think that's where his strength lies in DC stuff. I'm still enjoying the Nightwing thing, but his strength lies mostly in kind of these Elseworld things like Injustice, Deceased. Like Deceased was really good. Hopefully this one is solid too. This looks like it could be a ton of fun. And also, where is my Deceased 3? So let's hope for that. War is on the horizon as a series of assassinations has rocked the lands. The Kingdom of Storms is gathering its allies with eyes on the destruction of Kal-El and his family. What secret does the Dark Knight learn that could be the key to everything? So I am definitely going to be picking this thing up because I have enjoyed his AU stuff, and this looks like it could be kind of a fun Elseworlds tale. Swamp Thing, Green Hell #1. So here's for you Swamp Thing fans. The Earth is all but done. The last remnants of humanity cling to a mountaintop island lost in endless floodwater. The parliaments of the Green, the Red, and the Rot all agree it's time to wipe the slate clean and start the cycle of life all over again. And to do so, they've united their powers to summon an Avatar, one of the most horrific monsters to ever stalk the surface of this forsaken planet. Against a creature like that, there can be no fighting back, unless you have a soldier who understands the enemy, someone who has used its tactics before, someone like Alec Holland. Of course, it would help if Alec Holland hadn't been dead for decades. Jeff Lemire, the author of the smash hits Joker, Killer Smile, and The Question, Deaths of Vic Sage, along with the graphic novel that inspired the television sensation Sweet Tooth, returns to Black Label with one of the greatest artists in modern DC history, Doug Mahnke, in tow. Together, they'll unleash a gory, gruesome monster mash where the fate of humanity rests in the hands of someone who isn't human at all. There you go for your Swamp Thing fans. If you're interested in that. World of Krypton. Okay, this is kind of interesting looking there. Written by Robert Venditti. A modern telling of one of the most storied periods in comics. Krypton is a utopia admired across the universe for its achievements in science and culture, but its shining towards and regal people conceal a planet rotting at its core. When a catastrophic event befalls Krypton's natural order, points towards a mass extinction in the making. Jor-El, head of Krypton's revered science council, embarks on a mission to save a world that may already have passed the point of no return, shining a new light on the famous characters of Krypton's past, including Jor-El, General Druzad, and even a young Kara Zor-El. World of Krypton combines action, cosmic wonder, and the political intrigue of the story as much about our world as the one on the page. So this should be interesting, like kind of like a prequel series centering around like Krypton. I think that could be worth exploring. One Star Squadron #1. Ah, look, there's Power Girl, and you can tell because, well, you can tell. Who you gonna call? One Star Squadron. I guess that's a Ghostbusters thing. Meet DC's superhero team where heroism meets capitalism. The ragtag group of heroes led by Red Tornado is here to provide service with a smile. All you must do is send a request via their on-demand hero app and they'll answer the call. Whether it's a children's birthday party or an alien invasion, no job is too small or too big. Brought to you by Eisner nominees Mark Russell, all the titles, and Eisner winner Steve Lieber. You'll want to invest early on in this one-of-a-kind miniseries that promises a story filled with heart, heroism, and humor. So, yes, money, 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 money. So, I can kind of tell what that series might be, but we'll take a look. Static Season 1. This is just, these are just trade paperbacks basically of the different things. So we'll kind of skim through them since we were there. Represents, that's one right there. Absolute Doomsday Clock, Absolute Dark Knight's Metal. So these are just some trade paperbacks here, so we'll just kind of skim through if you're interested in it. I'm more so looking for the new stuff right here, Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, Green Arrow. Okay, here we go. Back to the Action Comics part right here. So this is Action Comics 1038. This one's written by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Sean Aldridge. Art by Daniel Sampier and Adrian Mello. Cover, yada. The Warworld Saga, Part 3, Everything Changes After the Heart-Stopping Events of Action Comics 1037. Superman, the surviving members of the Authority. Sorry, my phone just went off. Finds another survivor of the loss. Okay, let me redo that again. Superman and the surviving members of the Authority see a side of Warworld they never knew existed. In the lower catacombs, Superman finds another survivor of the lost, say that race of Krypton. God, I can't read. A scientist turned enslaved gladiator, much to teach Superman of his new home, including how to survive and maybe, in time, how to escape. Meanwhile, Superman's quest to turn the hordes of Warworlds against their masters begins. Aquaman, The Becoming, number 4. This is the Jackson Hyde one. When it rains, it pours. Jackson Hyde's no stranger to dark family secrets, but the one he just uncovered is so big, it might just blow his whole life into smithereens. With the Atlantean Guard closing in, who can Jackson trust when even the closest people in his life have been lying to his face? It couldn't possibly be the very same person who blew up Atlantis and framed Jackson for crime, could it? Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target, number 3. This one's written by Brandon Thomas. Captured by Scorpio, Aquaman and Green Arrow must endure General Anderton's torture long enough to find a way to escape. They're in for a big surprise as they discover that they are being held in the last place they thought possible. Wherever that is. Look at that there. Aquaman and Green Arrow. The battle of who has the better haircut, since they're both blonde. I don't know. I'm not thinking. Arkham City, The Order of the World, number 4. Dr. Joy is now faced with the ghost of Amadeus Arkham, the ghost that she had assured all her patients did not exist. Now faced with overwhelming evidence that Ten-Eyed Man's delusions were anything but, she has found herself questioning everything. Meanwhile, Dr. Phosphorus and Nocturna attempt to live a normal life in Gotham, but the good doctor's radioactive body may be having unforeseen side effects on their unsuspecting neighbors. So you got that to look forward to. Batman 89, number 5. I have not read the second issue of Batman 89 yet. It's just sitting there in my Comixology app right now, but I'll definitely be checking this whole thing out. So there's Michelle Pfeiffer's Selena Kyle. So we'll definitely pick this thing up when... So we got one more issue after this, so it's ending in January. I actually just rewatched Batman 89 last night. Actually, here's the final issue right here. So I rewatched it again. I mean, I just love the shit out of that movie so much, so... Harvey Dent enacts his plans for Gotham. He'll overthrow the Batman and assume his rightful place as its guardian. As Batman works to stop his friend Harvey, he finds himself vastly outnumbered by the forces at Harvey's disposal. He'll need to turn to some unlikely allies if he's going to turn the tide in his favor to protect the city and save his friend. Okay, so probably that's where Selena Kyle comes in. It's a battle between former friends for the heart of Gotham as Batman faces down Harvey Dent. Can Bruce save his friend before he goes too far? And what does this mean for the future of Gotham City? So this is the big finale of Batman 89 number 6, and probably the last time we'll see them until these characters until the Flash movie. So Batman vs. Big B, Lone Wolf in Gotham number 4. That's a Ned's Declassified School Survivor Guide reference if anyone gets the Big B. Oh, I just hit the microphone. I'm sorry. Batman and Big B call a ceasefire as the city recovers from a night of violence and evidence of shared enemy surfaces when Gotham's magical connection to Fabletown is revealed. Both egos at stake and wounds to lick, will a common cause be enough to transform this tenuous truce into a heroic alliance? Only time will tell. So let's see what we got next. I've not read this. I don't even know who Big B is. So, yeah. Batman, Urban Legends number 11. Ooh, Zatanna. I love me some Zatanna. So I look forward to that because she's there. Oh, and there's a dog too. Written by several people. So let's go with the first story. So this is obviously the anthology angle. Batman and Zatanna. Vita, Ayala, and Nicola, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that name, join forces to tell a story that will change Batman and Zatanna's relationship forever. Every year or two, the two have come together to defeat an evil curse. This year they fail, and the world is in peril because of it. Hounded, Ace the Bat Hound, the goodest boy in the DCU, has his day in an epic story featuring many DC super pets brought to you by Mark Russell and Carl Monsert. White Witch, Catwoman tie-in to Fear State Aftermath. After the mysterious relationship between Ghostmaker and White Witch is revealed in its horrifying glory here. Whoever that is, I haven't read everything in Fear State. I'm just there's so much in Fear State. I gotta read Catwoman, I gotta read Harley Quinn, I gotta read I Am Batman. How am I supposed to keep up with all this? Like, legitimately, there's just so many Batman titles, and it's just kind of exhausting. I'm like, I don't feel like reading everything, but I have to know it all. I gotta know it all, you know? All right, what are we next? Black Manta, number 4, written by Chuck Brown. Devil Ray has his sights set on Atlantis, and he races to put his grand plans into motion before Black Manta can unlock the secrets of the mysterious and deadly Orichalcum metal. Meanwhile, Torrid forms an uneasy alliance with Manta and Gallus, the goat, following their throwdown in Ethiopian airspace, but perhaps their reticence is not unfounded as Manta's villainous nature emerges on their quest for the truth. Okay, so and then we have the number 5, which is going to release in January, so this is 5 of 6. Black Manta finds himself at the crossroads of good and evil as Devil Ray's secret origin and Black Manta's own past collide and erupts. Will Black Manta finally accept his legacy of villainy and maybe even make the choice to overcome it? Or will Devil Ray's plans quite literally rip apart not just the 7 seas, but the whole world? I doubt that. Blue and Gold, number 5, written by Dan Jurgens. So yes, 5 of 8 of this miniseries. Blue and Gold Restoration is open for business. Only issue is our duo is falling apart while their waiting room is packed to the brim with mostly illegitimate problems. Now, Omnizon, self-appointed ruler of Earth, is here to sentence Booster and Beetle to death for disobeying her royal rule of the land. It'll take a friend from the future to save their present and prevent a PR nightmare that could close their operations for good. So if you're looking forward to that, there you go. Dan Jurgens is a solid writer. Catwoman, number 38. This one's written by Ram V, or Ram the Fifth, or however you pronounce it. Fear State Aftermath. A new Poison Ivy now walks the earth. One who seems more familiar to Harley Quinn and Catwoman than she ever has been before. Ooh, kinky. And as the dust of Fear State settles in Alleytown, Selina comes to the heartbreaking conclusion that it may be time to surrender her crown and leave her kingdom. She has brought too much damage, too much horror to her adoptive city. But are the Strays ready to take on the responsibility of defending their homes without the help and guidance of the Catwoman? And what is to become of Catwoman's protege herself, Cheshire Cat? Only time will tell. Crush and Lobo, number 8. I gotta read Catwoman. I think I read like the first few issues of it, and then I just didn't really find it that interesting. And then I just kind of put it off to the side. But I want to go back and just kind of give it a chance. See kind of where it's at. So, yeah, so Crush and Lobo, number 8. This is the final issue. This was written by Mariko Tamaki. Series finale, like father, like daughter. Okay, fine, maybe a little. Crush and Lobo are back in prison, but this time they're stuck together and no one's happy about it. Well, except maybe the gleefully scheming Gordon, who's now got 2 Kazarians, or however you pronounce it. For the price of one, is escaping space prison worth putting aside a couple little differences like try to kill each other multiple times. Crush and Lobo make no promises and throw in conclusion to their series. So let's see what happens with this. I have not read any of Crush and Lobo at all, but if somebody likes it, let me know. DC Horror presents Soul Plumber number 4. So yes, DC horror stuff. I'm all for horror. Give me more horror stuff. I haven't read this, but shout out for more horror stuff. Things get weirder, grosser, and more biblical as Edgar and Elk follow Blorp's trail of carnage across the city. But is this a visitor from another dimension truly as dangerous as it seems? Or is there something innocent about it? Perhaps even... And it cuts off. Okay. DC Vampires, number 3 of 12. So, yes, we're getting a vampire storyline with the Archers of Gotham. Okay, Superman, this is what I don't get. Okay, I haven't read anything, but if Superman becomes a vampire and, you know, Superman's fueled by the sun, wouldn't he be considerably weaker because vampires in the sun burn up unless we're going by Twilight logic? I don't know. I haven't read it yet, so we're going to have to wait and see how the book portrays its vampires. Vampires are hunting on the streets of Gotham City as a coming undead plague makes its first move. Batman's investigation into the disappearance of Andrew Bennett takes him into the sewers beneath the Hall of Justice, where he makes a stunning discovery, and the fall of another hero means war for Earth has begun. Deathstroke Incorporated, number 4. This one's written by Joshua Williamson. You have, oh, look at this great variant cover art here. Like, I just love this right here. I'm really excited for this Deathstroke book, by the way. Joshua Williamson, who seems to have, like, control of the Arrow family and, like, seems to be the Batman family, and then the Wilson family as well. He seems to kind of have those 3 characters kind of all, like, you know, in check. Now he's got the whole Batman thing going on with the main Batman book, so... Deathstroke versus Black Canary. Now that they know the truth about this secretive trust, hubba hubba hubba, money, 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 who do you trust organization? Yeah, got the Batman 89 stuff on, so of course I'm going to make a reference there. Black Canary and Deathstroke are at odds over what to do about it, but before they can set aside their hatred for each other, they are attacked by an army of the DC Universe's deadliest villains. Who are those villains? We shall see. Oh, looks like, is that Gorilla Grodd or something? Vandal Savage? And, looks like Captain Cold there, so that should be fun. Future State Gotham, number 8. For whatever reason, this page isn't loading. I haven't read any of Future State Gotham stuff right here, because I'm just so burnt out on Future State at this point, so I'm just like, nah. As the Magistrate continues to tighten its iron fist around Gotham City, things get even worse when the successor of the Clown Prince of Crime takes the mantle and becomes the next Joker. As the villain embarks on a murderous rampage across the city, only one man stands between him and his latest victim, the scoundrel for hire known as Grifter. Peacekeeper Red teams up with Hunter Panic to learn the origins of the next Joker from the only person who seems to have answers, Psychopath Punchline. Can Jason Todd convince her to help him to stop this deadly new Joker from killing his latest victim, and what will he have to get her to do it? So there you go. That's going to be in January. Green Lantern, number 9. I'm not really... Like, I like the Green Lantern Corps, but I don't really, like, actively read it, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But if somebody reads it, let me know your thoughts on it. Green Lantern number 9, written by Jeffrey Thorne. With trillions of lives on the line, a ringless John Stewart battles the mad god for a future state of the universe. Meanwhile, Joe Mullen survives the mystery of the Green Lantern Corps' battery destruction as a new and ancient enemy rises. Is this the end of the Green Lantern Corps, or will it lead into a new beginning and resurrection for the cosmic heroes? Who knows? Hardware Season 1, number 5. I have no idea what this really is. This one's written by Brandon Thomas. Out of the frying pan into the fire, Curtis McLaughlin returns to Dakota with a bounty on his head and Reprise is looking to collect, but what chance does Hardware have against a man who can make an army of himself at a moment's notice? Harley Quinn, number 10. So you have Harley and Ivy on there. So just like the Harley Quinn show, you can see him right there. Okay, I'm clicking this multiple times. All right, let's move on. Written by Stephanie Phillips. You know those real cheesy rom-coms where two unlikely lovebirds lean in for the same book and knock heads in the poetry section of the school library and fall madly in love? Well, this story is nothing like that. For starters, Kevin met his new muse in the middle of Scarecrow attacking Gotham. How's that for me cute? And second, despite his planning the most perfect romantic date night with Ivy, it seems like she might have something else in her mind. Love is in the air, or wait, that might just be toxic gas. And this is Gotham. A very weird, bizarre description, almost kind of written like Harley did it, but yeah. Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. Honestly, why this title is way too long. Like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 words in a title. It's so excessive. It's like watching like a it's like a Japanese movie sometimes, where like the titles are like really, really long. Movies are great, but the titles are really long. Why not just call this Harley Quinn, the animated series, number 4? You don't really need to add the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. Like, it's kind of unnecessary. Like, it's just so needlessly long. So just shorten the title. After being called out by a new villain known as Mephitic, a toxic sludge aiming to stink up their joint, Ivy and Harley head to Detroit to take matters into their own hands. But Vixen isn't having all this chaos in her city, and she's ready to clean up the place. I have not read any of the Harley Quinn animated series comic book tie-in. I watched the show. I actually quite like the show a bit. I think it's really funny. But maybe it's good. I don't know. Oh, it's only going to be 6 issues, so I'm going to have to check it out when like the trade paperback comes out or something. Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour number 5, the really long title. While Ivy starts reflecting on what's been happening these last few months after leaving Kite Man at the altar and joining Harley Quinn for a de facto impromptu honeymoon across the DCU, new villain Mephitic makes himself known to Harley and Ivy at the Black Cat Lounge, so it should be fun. Human Target, number 3. Christopher Chance is a man on a deadline and working to solve a crime that might be unsolvable. Despite his better judgment, he's falling for his lead suspect. Her Violet ex-boyfriend isn't happy about it. Oh, and that ex, he's a Green Lantern. Okay, cool. This is by Tom King, so that probably means I might not be picking it up since Tom King's writing it, but we'll see. I Am Batman, number 4, written by John Ridley. Fear State Aftermath. Following the collapse of the Magistrate program, Jace Fox is still doing damage control from the events of Fear State. There's a dangerous new player in Gotham, however, and they've set their sights on bringing down the Dark Knight. I Am Batman, number 5. I really like this cover right here. That's pretty cool. So, he's kind of got, like, the Batman Beyond things where he's kind of covering his face right here. So, like, definitely has the facial protection. I wonder if he has, like, a voice modulator in there or something. That'd be kind of neat. Batman fights for his life against a new breed of peacekeeper, augmented with his family's own technology. The only person who might be able to save his life is Lucius Fox. So hey, Lucius, when are you going to give back Bruce Wayne's fortune that isn't really yours? Never? Okay, never mind then. So that still kind of bugs me. You'd think Lucius, of all people, would be like, okay, money was stolen from you, Bruce, but I'm not going to give it back to you. Like, what a douchey move. It doesn't feel really Lucius Foxy at all. I get, like, he's kind of in control of things now, but it just feels... I don't like that. I feel like Lucius should have helped get Bruce's money back since it was stolen from him, but whatever at this point. With the might... Okay, Icon and Rocket Season 1, Number 6... With the might of every superpowered rogue, the world's governments could assemble, bearing down on them. Icon and Rocket must call on every ally they have to survive, which begs the question, do they have any allies? This would be a pretty tough way to find out otherwise. Justice League, number 71, written by Brian Michael Bendis and Ram V, or Ram the Fifth. The Royal Flush Gang, I like them, hatched one of the most elaborate plans in the history of the DC Universe, and now we know that all of it was a prelude to the crime, and perhaps maybe even the next century. How does this connect to the trial of Black Adam when all seems lost? Hope can still be found. With Wonder Woman now by their side, the Justice League Dark have survived to fight another day. Merlin is only getting started. Can this team still prove they have the magic within to defeat the medieval mage? Only time will tell. Justice League Incarnate number 2 by Joshua Williamson and Denis Colbert. This is the follow-up to Infinite Frontier, by the way. As Darkseid Quest leaves a bloody trail across the multiverse, the Justice League Incarnate ventures to the Dark Worlds of horror known as Earth-13. They must enlist the aid of Superman, Demon, and the League of Shadows, not only Darkseid, but also the evil power couple as Moto and the Sheeta Queen. While on Earth 11, Batwoman who laughs begins her schemes. Ah, yes, another Batwoman who laughs thing. Fun. Justice League Infinity, number 7. So this is written by J.M. DeMatteis and James Tucker. The entry release from the Mirrored Room has accomplished its goal in erasing the multiverse and all of existence once and for all. In a last-ditch effort, using all his willpower, John Stewart saves what friends he can. Trapped in a construct bubble, the team works to formulate a plan of action. But is it too late? Is this the end of the Justice League? No, because... Oh, actually, wait, this is issue 7, so it could be the end of the Justice League. But it's probably not. Legends of the Dark Knights. So I got this one, number 8. I don't know if this is like in canon or just kind of an Elseworlds thing. Written by Che Grayson and Yadoi Travis, art by Balin Ortega and Nina Vakuva. I haven't read any in this book, but it's issue 8 of 8. A Legend of the Dark Knight double feature. In The Ghost and the Night, Rising creative team Che Grayson and Balin Ortega have Batman chasing down the Ghost Dogs, a group of thieves plaguing Gotham City, and will have to face down their leader, Glorious Ghost. And in Healing, writer comedian Yadoi Travis and fan favorite artist Nina Vakuva have Batman's ultimate trauma removed by the Scarecrow, and he's going to have to fight to get it back. Okay. Nightwing, number 87. This one's written by Tom Taylor with art by Bruno Redondo. The special Nightwing issue is one continuous image. That's right. If you placed every page next to each other, you'll have one poster image with this story. Okay, that's actually kind of creative and elaborative. Now that billionaire Dick Grayson has publicly dedicated his funds to save Bloodhaven, he's a wanted man, and that's why he finds hired killers breaking in to steal his dog, Haley. Okay, interesting. I'm more excited to see how this continuous image thing pans out, because it's actually a kind of a really elaborative scene to do in terms of artwork. So that's what has me most interested about it, like kind of having all the images on display and seeing how they all kind of like directly connect to each other. So I think that should be kind of fun. More so for that than like what the story's pitching, but we'll see. We'll see. Pennyworth, number 5, the continued untold early Cold War adventures of Alfred Pennyworth, British spy. Alfred is reunited with his old friend, confronts another, takes a meeting with his MI6 handler, or could all just be a hallucination as he runs out of time and freezes to death alone in the vast emptiness of the frigid north. Okay, this is number 6. The pre-Batman years of Alfred Pennyworth are chronicled in a smash hit series, now finding himself in a wasteland of a very different kind. Alfred has to show that he hasn't lost a step when it comes to neutralizing bad guys, but it might be for nothing when he comes face-to-face with one of Batman's most dangerous foes. I think this is tied to the Pennyworth TV show. A refrigerator full of heads, number 3. Look at that cover right there. That's that's morbid. Written by Rio Yours, art by Tom Fowler, cover by Mauricio Takara. The truth behind the identities of seemingly squeaky clean Brody Island vacationers Cal and Arlene is revealed just in time for a bloodthirsty biker gang that's taking control of Brody to learn what acts they've been hunting for can really do. If the gang wants to achieve their goals, they're going to have to put their heads together, which isn't so easy when their bodies are on the other side of the island. All right, here's a... Oh, Robin number 9. Yeah, this is Robin. This is the Robin's cover. Okay, there we go. I think they got the titles mixed up. Yeah, Robin number 2. See, they got these covers mixed up right here. So this is supposed to be the Robin's number 2 cover. And this is the Robin number 9 cover. So let's talk about Robin, because that's the book most people come to when I talk about it on the channel. Written by Joshua Williamson. Damien is literally fighting a demon. So we've gone to this point where he's going to fight an actual physical demon. So the thing that they're sacrificing all those people to in the League of Lazarus to kind of resurrect it. The Lazarus demon rises. The deadly end of the League of Lazarus is at hand. Countless fighters have fallen. And now to save everyone on Lazarus Island, Damien must go one-on-one with the literal giant demon. Can Damien utilize everything he's learned in the tournament, or will he die for the last time? So this is it. This has to be the conclusion of the whole Lazarus tournament arc that's been going on for quite a long time. This is like 10 issues into it. I mean, technically you have the backup, so if you kind of count that as maybe like 1 issue for Demon or Detective, that sets up the Robin series. We have issues 1 through 8. Then we had the annual, which is also coming out in November. And then you had this on top of it. That's 10 issues of this whole tournament arc. So it's going on for quite a bit. I'm more... Like, at this point, I'm like, I gotta know what they're gonna do next after the tournament arc. Because I always like tournament arcs and animes, but this is all what it's leading to. And you can see right here, like, we have this whole, like, demon thing right here. Like, looks like a really crazy, cool-looking design. I'm excited for it. I really like the Robin book. Art by Roger Cruz, cover by Simone DeMeo. I really like this cover right here. I think it looks pretty cool. No Gleb on the art, though, so maybe he's doing the next month after that. Robin and Batman number 3, written by Jeff Lemire. Art and cover by Dustin Nguyen. Oh, so this is the 3rd and final issue of this whole Robin and Batman thing. To reconcile his trauma and move toward an optimistic future, Dick Grayson must confront his tragic past. Unfortunately, that step includes a confrontation with an enraged Killer Croc, who is out for Grayson's blood. This action-packed issue concludes the epic tale of a young man learning to live and love in a nightmarish world. Should be fun. Robins number 2. This is that issue 2 of 6. The former Robins launched into action after the assault at Dick Grayson's apartment. Not wanting to turn Batman for help, the 5 former Wonders start to investigate their own, digging deep into their past. But what is their assailant's connection to the Robin name, and why are they coming after the ex-sidekicks? So this should be interesting. All the Robins here, in the main continuity at least. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Number 113. 113? I never see these Scooby-Doo issues at my local comic book shop. I don't know who's reading them. They just keep going. But, you know, people love Scooby-Doo, so somebody has to be picking them up for them to keep going. So, yeah. Shaggy and Scooby are guests on their favorite web series, helping host Builder Billy and his sister Betty construct an elaborate box fort. But a wood spirit wrecks the set and threatens to ruin everything. Can Mystery Inc. smash the subscribe button and solve, which you should do for this channel, by the way, smash the subscribe button, and solve the mystery before Billy loses more than some likes? That's something. Suicide Squad King Shark number 4, written by Tim Seeley. King Shark and Defacer are trapped in Roach Realm, a dimension built of trash and refuse. And to make things worse, they're pursued by Amanda Waller's Limbo Legion. Can the dysfunctional pair repair their fractured relationship long enough for Defacer to stab King Shark right in the rear dorsal fin? Okay, should be kind of a bizarre thing. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, number 6, issue number 6 of 8. This one's written by Tom King, of course. The traumatic secrets of Supergirl's past are revealed. Of course, yeah, what traumatic secrets at this point? I mean, Krypton blew up. That's pretty traumatic if you ask me, but let's see what else they have here, because trauma. Because trauma. That's all you see in a lot of Tom King stories is trauma. Once in a while you get kind of a fun thing, but it's all about the trauma and angry angst and stuff. Sorry, just going off on a little bit of a tangent here. The traumatic secrets of Supergirl's past are revealed as her heroine races to the edge of the universe to escape Krem and his latest weapon. The murderer of young Ruth's father has gotten his hands on Mordiu Globe and plans to use it to make our hero disappear forever. Can she save herself and the young girl's future in the process? She'll need the help of her trusty seed, Comet the Superhorse. Well, considering there's 8 issues, I think she's going to make it out of 6. Here's number 7, written by Tom King. And the moment we've been waiting for, the capture of Krem. With the fugitive in custody, Supergirl must now deal with his allies, the ungodly brigandists. To stop them once and for all, she must leave Ruth behind with the man who killed her beloved father. Can she trust the young girl to let the villain of our story live long enough to stand trial, or is this tragic end of his story and ours? Then we have Superman 78, number 5. This one's written by Robert Venditti. This is in canon with the Superman movies. As Brainiac attacks Metropolis for Lex Luthor's transgression, Superman works as fast as he can to escape the bottled city of Kandor. But what will it take to get free from the shrunken Kryptonian city? City might be more than the Man of Steel can handle. Will he be able to leave behind the people he thought he lost and save his adopted world, or will Superman be cataloged and preserved permanently by Brainiac? Should be fun. Superman vs. Lobo, number 3, written by Tim Seeley. Seeley's got a couple things out this year. So this is the third and final issue in the Superman Lobo thing. I don't know if this is in continuity or whatever. Superman and Lois, when united to save the bumbling god from the forces of the universe he destroys. Some knew them as the Wildcats, but now they go by the Newman Revenge Squad. But can Superman trust the main man with an artifact that gives one the power to reshape reality to their whim? I mean, no, of course not. He's Lobo. The conclusion of this comedy epic is here. Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 6. Speaking of Tom Taylor, who we talked about earlier, Superman has recovered from the devastating attack against him. After the life-changing events of issue 5, John Kent and his new ally, Jay Nakamura, are ready to strike back. They are on a collision course with the type of power that is used to swatting problems out of the way, but Superman is not so easily swatted. Again, we'll just kind of have to wait and see what Taylor has up his sleeve for Superman, Son of Kal-El. I mean, there's a lot of people who are kind of iffy on Taylor's Superman book right now. You're always going to have people who are never going to be a fan of the aged-up John. It doesn't matter who's writing. It's just you're going to have people who just don't really find this character that exciting. And the way he kind of acted towards his dad a bit in the last issue just felt kind of like, I don't know, like there was something off-putting about it too. And I think people have pointed it out as well, that some people think that the way John acts is kind of like the makings of a tyrant. I certainly hope not. But it's just kind of one of those things. Yeah, we'll see. I liked his Nightwing book, and I like a lot of Tom Taylor's DC books, but there's something about the last issue of Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 2, that didn't quite engage me as much as the first issue did. So, yep. Task Force Z, number 3. So this is written by Matthew Rosenberg. Art and cover by Eddie Browse, and I don't know how to pronounce that name. Here we go. There's no rest for the wicked, especially for Floyd Lawton, a.k.a. Deadshot. He thought the mission that killed him would be his last, but now he's been recruited into Task Force Z. But Deadshot's never liked playing by anyone's rules, and Red Hood and his would-be team are going to learn that the hard way. So, there we go. Zombies, Mr. Freeze, all that fun stuff. Next up, we have Teen Titans Academy, number 10, a book that I'm just not really all that interested in, but this cover right here, like, this looks great. I think this artwork looks fantastic, so you got me there. Written by Tim Sheridan, art by Mike Norton. Dane, a.k.a. Nevermore, came to the Academy to become a hero, but circumstance and fate are leading him down a much darker path. To understand their future, the Titans must look into the complicated past of their most mysterious student and unearth truths that may leave them with an impossible choice. So is Dane Red X? Do you care? There you go. I don't know. I'm so checked out of Teen Titans Academy at this point. I just kind of read it and then just kind of leave it at that. Like, I'm like, all right, let's move on to the next issue. I haven't read the Shazam tie-in either, so maybe I should read that to like kind of get an idea of more of what's happening with the Titans Academy book. But I don't know. It's not engaging me that much. The Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 9. We have the Riddler here. Ghost Pirates today, Junior. What's a team of daring and not so daring detectives do when a buried treasure takes center stage in one of the Riddler's latest schemes? Why they'll crack the case before he cracks the safe, or they'll walk the plank, me hearties. Okay, written by Shally Fish. Let's see, we do Mr. Corvins. Also, this is number 10, written by Ivan Cohen. The unexpected guest star helps Batman and Mystery Inc. face off one of the Justice League's strangest foes, while the Shaggy Man menaces Scooby and his friends, including Shaggy Man, at a seaside resort. Only Renee Montoya, aka The Question, may have the answer to who sent the creature and why. Okay, there we go. The Flash, number 777, written by Jeremy Adams. Justice League Dark on Gemworld. Having traveled to Gemworld by way of the second dimension, the Flash joined Justice League Dark and the Princess of Gemworld, Amethyst, in a race against time to thwart Eclipto's evil plans. The cover is not here for whatever reason. Thanks a lot, Games Radar. The Joker, number 10, also featuring Punchline and the never-ending backup story. So here we go, written by James Tynion and Matthew Rosenberg. Following the harrowing events of Batman the Killing Joke, the course of James Gordon's life and that of his family's was forever changed. But what happened when Gordon's path again crossed with the Joker's? Punchline backup, Harper has successfully gotten Punchline's former friend Kelly Ness out of Blackgate. What Kelly reveals about Punchline's past and true nature will change her criminal case forever, but will Harper and Leslie Tompkins be able to protect her from Punchline's loyalists? And then we have Joker number 11. We have Punchline and Harley, like, just kind of hanging from him right there. Written by James Tynion IV. Art and cover by Jim Cummings and Cam Smith. Punchline backup written by James... Oh, Tynion's writing the Punchline backup. The Joker is about to learn the harsh reality of the motto, "Don't mess with Texas," as the Sampsons bring him back home for their ranch for dinner. Punchline backup, while Harper Row has been making sure that Punchline stays behind bars, her brother Colin has been getting closer to Punchline's fans. His new boyfriend Bluff is hiding a wicked secret that promises to change the shape of the organized crime in Gotham and Punchline's role for years to come. There you go. Yeah. I don't think I reviewed this week's show. I think Joker came out this week, the most latest issue. I don't know. I'm behind on stuff, y'all. Joker presents a puzzle box number 6. So many Batman titles. I'm just getting exhausted. It's falling apart. The Joker stories have all led to this moment, which happens to be the beginning of our story. But a different perspective on the mysterious murder reveals some new suspects: Clayface, Mr. Freeze, and Batman. Commissioner Gordon is going to get the answers he needs. Unfortunately, so is the Joker. The GCPD have one last witness, though, and she knows everything. So there you go. If you're interested in that. The Swamp Thing, number 10 by Ram V. As the battle between Levi and Jacob comes back to a head in the future of the Green, and so of all living things is embroiled in the existential conflict, and there are those who have learned to look for windows of opportunity in conflict. The true nature of Prescott's machinations will become apparent even as their actions will put into question the very nature of the world we live in. Titans United, number 4. So if you're a fan of Swamp Thing, there you go, or The Swamp Thing. Titans United, number 4. This seems to be kind of based on the TV show, based on what I've seen. I haven't read any of it yet, but I'm sure it's probably better than Teen Titans Academy. Kevin Scott, Starfire takes on Lady Vic as more superpowered sleeper agents activate, displaying their powers far beyond those of the Titans. Just who is behind the Cadmus experiments and what is Blackfire planning as she brings Superboy to his knees? Oh, she certainly brought him to his knees last time. If you watch the newest episode of Titans, like her and like Superboy and Blackfire, they broke the bed. Let's just say that happened. So, and if anyone cares, Titans United number 5. Black Zero strikes. Roy is turned on the Titans as Tamaranian forces move to invade Earth. As Donna Troy falls into Connor's newly restored powers, Raven tries desperately to reach the friend and ally they once knew. There you go. Wonder Woman number 782 by Becky Cloonan, Michael W. Conrad, and Vita Ayala. Wonder Woman has been spotted in Sweden after narrowly escaping some deadly reflections of herself. Dinah has made it to the resting place of Siegfried in order to forge her new path forward as a hero. She needs to stop living in the past and sever her ties to the sphere of the gods. Little does she know, another ex is trying to get in touch with her, and it's a matter of life and death. Meanwhile, in Banna McDowell, the Amazonians make their final stand against a malevolent Manticore. Wonder Woman Evolution number 2 by Stephanie Phillips. She's also writing Harley Quinn. Dinah finds herself in the abandoned ruins of Themyscira with no idea how she got there, but the least of her problems as she encounters Steve Trevor, who's determined to kill her. Wonder Woman discovers that while her surroundings might not be entirely real, they can harm her as most cosmic storyline unfolds. Harley Quinn writer Stephanie Phillips and acclaimed artist Mike Hawthorne bring you Wonder Woman Evolution. So there we go. Crime Syndicate. Okay, this looks like a trade paperback. And I think we're just trade paperbacks at this point. And yes, there you go. There's your entire solicitations video and really long, a really long detail. So to sum things up, a lot of Batman, because of course I got the Batman gear on because that's what it is. It's Batman Comics. It's not DC Comics. It's Batman Comics anymore. So you got a lot of Batman titles. Some are like, I'm excited. Some I'm just like, just kind of there and I just don't really have interest in reading. But definitely if you're a Batman fan, you're going to be pretty well fed when it comes to DC. I mean, there's so many titles. Yeah, so I'm looking forward. Things I'm most looking forward to, the Maps Mizuguchi backup. I'm excited that Williamson's going to be taking over because I like his Robin book right now, and I'm excited to see where it goes from there. Batgirls number 1 is the biggest issue coming out this month, obviously, because, well, it's the Batgirls. I mean, we've been asking for it, and people have been wondering, okay, you got all these books here, like, where's the Batgirls book? Where is it? Where is it? Well, you finally got it. They're ending the year with the Batgirls thing. I knew it was inevitable, but we're finally getting it. Becky Cloonan's a solid writer, so looking forward to that. Detective Comics, it's going to be this long 12-part storyline. Should be interesting. Justice League, no. Dark Knight Steel should be fun. Let's kind of skim through everything once more just to see any other last-minute interesting things in Action Comics there. Yeah, so we got all this stuff here. Batman 89, that. Urban Legends should be fun with Zatanna and all that. Just kind of skimming through Catwoman there, Crush and Lobo, DC Vampires, Deathstroke Incorporated I'm looking forward to. Nope, not totally interested in a lot of these. I Am Batman, I could maybe check out. So many Batman books. Justice League, no, it's probably because Bendis is on it. Nightwing, I'm intrigued to see how this continuous shot thing. The solicitation doesn't sound like very engaging as a story, but I still think the continuous shot angle should be a really unique reading experience. So I'm looking forward mostly for the artwork in that one. Robin, of course, I think this is the finale to everything at the League of Lazarus. This has to be at this point. It's 10 issues. I think the League of Lazarus tournament storyline has gone on pretty long enough. I think it's time after this that we can maybe see what's next after it. I was thinking like 8 and the annual would be it, but no, it looks like we're still going to kind of keep going with this tournament arc. So it's got to move to the next point. I thought it was only supposed to be 8 issues, but it looks like they expanded it to 9. So technically 10 if you count the annual, and then maybe kind of 11 if you count the Demon or Detective backups. But I love the Robin book, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. Damian battling a literal demon should be kind of cool. Robin and Batman, Robins, all this other stuff right here. And that's pretty much going to be it for me. Task Force I'll probably pick up. Joker, yeah, I'll be covering that on the channel. But yeah, so there you go. There's your solicitations. What are you most looking forward to this year or in December for DC Comics? November is going to be a really packed month, and December they usually try and slow things down. Obviously, they got some previews of January, but yeah, so it's going to be quite eventful. So yeah. All right, well, that's all I got to say. I think I've rambled on quite long enough. I mean, I've been talking for like close to an hour at this point, I think. So what are your thoughts on it? Tell me in the comment section down below. Like this video, share it with friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.